Muscle growth after 60 is not a myth. It's a biological reality waiting to be unlocked. The key is not to fight age, but to understand the systems within the body that respond to training, nutrition, and supplementation in later years. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that after a certain age, the body loses its ability to build muscle. That's simply not true. What actually happens is that the signals that stimulate muscle protein synthesis become weaker, less frequent, and less responsive. But that doesn't mean they can't be enhanced. In fact, the right input at the right time can dramatically reignite the body's natural muscle building machinery. Now, one of the most effective ways to do that involves a supplement that has gained traction not through hype, but through hard science. It's called Ashwagandha. This ancient adaptogen used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries is now being confirmed by modern clinical research to improve strength, boost muscle mass, reduce inflammation, and elevate testosterone levels. What makes ashwagandha unique is that it doesn't directly build muscle. Instead, it modulates the brain-body connection by reducing cortisol, enhancing sleep quality, and supporting anabolic hormone production, especially testosterone, which plays a critical role in muscle maintenance and growth in both men and women. You see, after 60, the nervous system doesn't recover the same way it did in your 20s or 30s. Training hard without recovering well leads to elevated stress, systemic inflammation, and muscle breakdown. But if you can manage your nervous system, especially through better sleep, stress control, and targeted supplementation, you can absolutely regain strength, increase muscle thickness, and feel energized again. Ashwagandha helps restore this balance. It works on the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the master control system of the body's stress and hormone regulation. This means that when you take it consistently, it lowers chronic cortisol levels, allowing your body to use testosterone and growth hormone more efficiently. Clinical studies have shown that older adults who took ashwagandha while following a resistance training program saw significantly greater gains in strength, muscle size, and recovery compared to those who trained without it. Even more impressively, many participants experienced better sleep, sharper mental focus, and reduced fatigue, all of which are essential to maintaining a consistent muscle building routine. And that's the core principle here. Muscle doesn't grow from effort alone. It grows when the brain and body are in alignment. That alignment starts with recovery and hormone signaling, and ashwagandha helps set that system back into its natural rhythm. So what does this mean practically? It means that if you're over 60, your muscle building window is still open. The difference now is that you need to support it differently than before. Instead of pushing harder, the strategy is to optimize smarter. Use compound movements like squats, rows, and push-ups. Eat protein with each meal. Prioritize deep sleep, and use targeted supplements like ashwagandha to give your nervous system the tools it needs to do its job efficiently. Because at this stage, your progress is less about brute force and more about hormonal alignment, neurochemical regulation, and recovery cycles. You are not too old to grow muscle. You are not too old to gain strength. You simply need to re-engage the systems that age has quieted. That starts with your mindset, and then it continues with your strategy. Supplements like ashwagandha are not shortcuts, they are amplifiers. They enhance your natural capacity to heal, grow, and become resilient again. When you combine that with intelligent training, quality nutrition, and sleep that supports brain and muscle recovery, the results are nothing short of transformational. Your body still remembers how to grow. All it needs is the right conditions to do it. And those conditions are now fully within your control. Muscle growth after 60 isn't just possible, it's one of the most important investments you can make for your long-term health, function, and independence. Most people think aging automatically means muscle loss, fatigue, and physical decline. But the truth is far more empowering. The human body is adaptable at every age. What changes with age is not your potential, the biological systems that regulate muscle growth, namely the endocrine system, the nervous system, and the musculoskeletal system, become more sensitive to stress and less efficient at recovery. This doesn't mean growth stops. It means your strategy needs to shift. At the center of this shift is a deeper understanding of hormonal regulation. After 60, levels of key anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone naturally decline, while catabolic hormones like cortisol tend to rise. This hormonal imbalance creates a state where the body favors breakdown over repair. But this process is not fixed. It can be redirected. One of the most effective ways to do this is through the use of natural adaptogens, compounds that help the body adapt to stress and restore balance. Ashwagandha is one such adaptogen, and it's proving to be a powerful ally in the fight against age muscle loss. Ashwagandha works not by forcing change, but by supporting the body's own regulatory systems. It reduces chronic cortisol levels, which in turn allows the body to produce and utilize testosterone more effectively. This is essential because testosterone is not just about libido or energy, it's a critical hormone for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and mental clarity. When cortisol is high and testosterone is low, the body enters a catabolic state. But when cortisol is managed and testosterone is supported, the body can re-enter an anabolic state, the state where tissue repair, growth, and regeneration are prioritized. What makes ashwagandha unique is that it supports this process without overstimulating the system. It brings the nervous system into a more parasympathetic state, calm, centered, and ready for recovery. And that's important because muscle doesn't grow during exercise. It grows during recovery, and recovery is controlled by your brain. If your brain perceives stress, danger, or inflammation, it will deprioritize muscle repair in favor of survival responses. But when the brain receives signals of safety, low stress, and sufficient recovery, it releases the hormonal signals needed for growth. Ashwagandha supports this shift by acting on the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is the command center for your stress and hormone response. Incorporating ashwagandha in your daily routine is not a magic bullet, but it's a smart, science-backed way to enhance the signals that build strength after 60. It helps your brain calm down, your sleep deepen, and your testosterone rise, all of which contribute to faster recovery, better training adaptation, and ultimately more muscle growth. But supplements are only part of the picture. The real transformation comes when you combine ashwagandha with a consistent resistance training program, protein-rich nutrition, and quality sleep. That's when you begin to see not just changes in your body, but changes in your energy, your confidence, and your daily performance. One of the most powerful things you can do for your future self is to build muscle today, because muscle isn't just strength, it's a signal. It tells your body you're still active, still engaged, still adapting. It protects your bones, regulates your blood sugar, stabilizes your joints, and even improves brain health. After 60, every pound of muscle you build is like money in the bank. It increases your biological wealth. And ashwagandha is a tool that helps you make better deposits more often with better returns. So the question isn't, can you build muscle after 60? The question is, will you give your body the tools it needs to do what it was always capable of doing? The choice is yours. But the science is clear. Your biology still works. Your growth switch is still there, and with the right inputs, mindset, movement, recovery, and supplementation, it can be turned back on. Strong is still within reach. Let your biology prove it. Muscle growth after the age of 60 requires a shift in thinking. It's not about chasing youth. It's about unlocking the strength that still lives within you. Many people wrongly assume that muscle loss is inevitable with aging. In reality, the body doesn't forget how to grow muscle. It simply becomes more selective about when and how it does so. After 60, the systems that once worked on autopilot now need intentional support. And one of the most overlooked tools in this process is your hormonal environment. Muscle growth is governed by internal messengers, testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor, and these messengers are influenced by the brain and stress response. That's where natural adaptogens like ashwagandha become critical. Ashwagandha supports the body not by acting as a stimulant, but by creating the conditions where strength and repair become possible again. It reduces chronic cortisol, the hormone that often dominates later life due to accumulated stress, poor sleep, and metabolic strain. When cortisol is chronically elevated, it disrupts muscle recovery, increases fat storage, and impairs sleep. Ashwagandha helps counter this by calming the central nervous system and allowing testosterone to perform its role in tissue repair and muscle development. In essence, it acts like a biological reset button, giving your cells the signal that it's safe to grow again. Most people try to grow muscle through harder workouts, but after 60, intensity without recovery is counterproductive. What you need is balance. Ashwagandha helps you recover faster and more completely between training sessions. And when you recover well, you build better. Science backs this up. Clinical trials have shown that older adults who took ashwagandha while following a resistance program gained significantly more muscle strength and endurance than those who trained without it. That's not speculation. That's measurable change. This herb doesn't do the work for you, but it enhances what you're already doing. It improves your ability to adapt, grow, and handle stress, both physical and mental. But let's go even deeper. Building muscle is not just about hormones or exercise. It's about how your brain interprets your environment. If your nervous system is constantly in a fight or flight state, it will divert resources away from growth and toward survival. That's why sleep becomes so essential. During deep sleep, your brain releases growth hormone, repairs muscle tissue, consolidates motor learning, and regulates testosterone. If your sleep is fragmented, your recovery and muscle building potential plummet. This is another area where ashwagandha proves valuable. It's been shown to improve sleep quality, reduce sleep latency, and support deeper rest. This creates a positive feedback loop. You train, you sleep better, your stress lowers, your hormones optimize, and you build muscle more efficiently. Ashwagandha is not the hero, it's the enabler. It helps you create the internal environment where your body can do what it was biologically designed to do. And this is critical because after 60, muscle doesn't just influence physical strength, it influences metabolic health, brain clarity, immune function, and overall resilience. And there's one more element that can't be ignored: consistency. The biggest mistake people over 60 make is chasing results with unsustainable methods. Long workouts, crash diets, random supplement stacks. That's not the answer. The real breakthrough comes from daily commitment to the basics: movement, rest, nourishment, and stress control. Ashwagandha fits into that lifestyle because it's safe, natural, and easy to integrate. And 1 or 2 capsules daily, paired with a smart training routine, a high protein diet, and quality sleep can set the stage for sustained transformation. The science is not just clear, it's empowering. You are not stuck with a shrinking body. You are not locked into decline. You are adaptable, you are trainable. You are capable of rebuilding the foundation of strength that carries you through life. And every day you choose to support your biology with intention, you take a step toward not just adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. It's time to stop doubting your body and start trusting the process. With the right support, muscle growth after 60 is not only possible, it's yours to claim. The pursuit of muscle growth after 60 is not about vanity. It's about vitality, function, and preserving your independence. At this stage in life, muscle becomes more than strength. It becomes a protector, a guardian of balance, blood sugar control, metabolic function, and brain health. But what many people overlook is that growing muscle in your 60S, 70S, and even 80S is not just possible, it's highly effective when you combine the right stimuli with the right support. The human body, even in its later years, still responds to resistance, stress modulation, and quality sleep. It still listens, but you have to know what language to speak. That language is biological signaling, and the signals that matter most, testosterone, cortisol regulation, neural recovery, can all be supported by a single natural compound: ashwagandha. Ashwagandha has been clinically shown to reduce cortisol levels, leading to a more balanced hormonal state where growth becomes possible again. It's like lowering the static so your body can hear the music of recovery. Another reason ashwagandha works is because it restores one of the most overlooked drivers of muscle growth: sleep. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is the time when your brain releases the greatest amount of growth hormone, a key player in tissue repair and muscle development. But as we age, sleep quality often declines. You may fall asleep slower, wake up more frequently, or experience less time in deep sleep. Ashwagandha, used regularly, has been shown to improve sleep efficiency and depth, meaning more time in the muscle repairing stages of the sleep cycle. With better sleep comes improved testosterone levels, greater exercise recovery, and more energy to train the next day. There's also a neurological component here that can't be ignored. After 60, your nervous system recovers more slowly from stress, and strength is not just a muscular trait, it's a neurological one. Your brain has to signal your muscles to contract, it has to recruit motor units efficiently, and that efficiency declines with stress and inflammation. Ashwagandha reduces systemic inflammation and supports the nervous system's return to a parasympathetic or recovery dominant state. This means faster neural recovery, better coordination, and improved mind-muscle connection. All of these are critical for effective training at this stage of life. But remember, no supplement replaces effort. Ashwagandha doesn't build muscle on its own, it supports the systems that allow you to build muscle. That means pairing it with regular resistance training, compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and presses. It means fueling your muscles with adequate protein, aiming for at least 25-30 grams of high quality protein at each meal. It means going to bed at the same time each night and protecting your sleep environment. It means walking, stretching, hydrating, and choosing foods that support, not sabotage, your recovery. Ashwagandha is the reinforcement, not the foundation. When you use this supplement as part of a daily routine rooted in intentional action, the results are profound. Increased strength, greater endurance, improved metabolic health, better sleep, lower stress, and most importantly, renewed confidence. Confidence in your body's ability to heal, confidence in your mind's ability to focus, confidence that you are not declining, you are rebuilding. Muscle growth after 60 is about consistency and strategy. You have to play a different game now, but the rules are still in your favor. Your body is more responsive than you think. It's just waiting for the right conditions. Ashwagandha helps create those conditions by calming the noise, boosting recovery, and restoring hormonal balance. When paired with movement, nutrition, and sleep, it can help you build muscle, not in spite of your age, but because you understand your age. The science is on your side, the biology is still active, and the path forward is clear. Strength is still an option. Choose it daily. Muscle growth after 60 is not just a possibility. It's a gateway to living longer, moving better, and staying mentally sharper. But to build muscle at this stage, you must approach your body differently than you did in your 30s or 40s. What worked back then, grueling workouts, minimal sleep, or sporadic recovery, no longer supports your system. Now your body requires precision, smarter inputs, and above all, balance between effort and recovery. The challenge is not whether your muscles can grow. They can. The real challenge is creating the biological conditions that allow growth to happen consistently. That's where the power of a natural adaptogen like ashwagandha comes into play. It doesn't replace the work, it makes the work more effective by resetting the very systems that aging tries to disrupt. One of the biggest benefits of ashwagandha lies in its effect on testosterone, a hormone that naturally declines with age but remains essential for building and preserving lean muscle mass. Testosterone is more than just a sex hormone. It's deeply involved in protein synthesis, tissue repair, mood regulation, and bone density. Clinical trials show that ashwagandha supplementation, even in men over 50, can lead to statistically significant increases in testosterone, especially when combined with resistance training. It's not about raising levels unnaturally, it's about restoring what the body wants to produce but struggles to under chronic stress or poor recovery. The result? A stronger hormonal environment that supports your training, not undermines it. But what about women? While testosterone is higher in men, it's also critical in women, especially post-menopause. Women also experience muscle loss due to hormonal changes, and they benefit just as much from cortisol control, enhanced sleep, and nervous system support. Ashwagandha, being adaptogenic, is not hormone-specific. It supports homeostasis. That means it works by helping your body find equilibrium, whether you're male or female. Women taking ashwagandha have reported reduced fatigue, better stamina, improved mood, and enhanced muscle tone when used in combination with exercise. Again, the supplement isn't doing the lifting, it's enhancing the body's capacity to recover from the lifting. Think of your body like a switchboard. Before 60, the switches were flipped easily, your hormones flowed freely, your sleep was deep, your inflammation was lower, but as time passes, many of those switches get stuck. Cortisol stays on, testosterone dims, recovery slows. Ashwagandha helps unstick those switches. It tells the brain, you're safe, you can recover, you can rebuild. This is critical because aging doesn't shut off muscle growth. It shuts off the signals that make muscle growth possible. When you calm the nervous system, reduce inflammation, and restore balance to the endocrine system, muscle growth can begin again. That's also why mindset matters. If you believe your best days are behind you, your biology will act accordingly. But if you treat each day as an opportunity to rewire your body's capabilities, to lift, to eat with purpose, to sleep deeply, and to support your nervous system, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts. You'll wake up with more energy, your posture improves, your digestion becomes easier, your ability to lift, carry, walk, and even think gets sharper. These aren't random improvements. They're signs that your system is recalibrating, and ashwagandha helps accelerate that recalibration. So what does this look like in a daily routine? Take ashwagandha with breakfast or in the evening, depending on your energy patterns. Pair it with 3-4 strength sessions a week, nothing extreme, just progressive overload using body weight, resistance bands, or light weights. Prioritize protein, aim for 1 to 120 grams a day, spaced throughout meals. Sleep 7-8 hours per night in a dark, cool room. Walk after meals to aid digestion and recovery. Hydrate with electrolytes, and above all, stay consistent. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to show up for yourself daily. Muscle growth after 60 is not just about lifting weights. It's about lifting your entire system, your brain, your hormones, your habits into alignment. Ashwagandha doesn't create the result, it clears the path for the result. Combined with intelligent movement, strategic nutrition, and quality sleep, it becomes a catalyst for one of the most powerful transformations available to older adults: the return of strength, resilience, and confidence. Your age is not a barrier. It's a reason to go all in on your biology. The switch is still there. Now is the time to turn it back on.